PGA Tour. I'd like to welcome you out to the YMCA of the Kanawha Valley's golf tournament sponsored by Dutch Miller here at Edgewood Country Club for 2016. Our on-course for cause is a very important fundraiser to support the YMCA and all of its initiatives throughout the year.
So Ken, what exactly do you do?
Well, I work for the PGA Tour. A lot of people think that I do nothing but sit on a golf cart under a shade tree, enjoying the day, watching golf, which there is some truth to that. But typically I'm in charge of running the competition week in, week out with a committee of 6 or 7 other guys. We set up the golf course from the hole locations to preparing the golf course with the green speeds, rough heights, kind of the pre-work before the tournament starts. We also, when the golf tournament starts, we conduct and officiate the tournament. So if a player has a rules question or anything that would happen, regardless of weather or anything that could happen on the golf course, we run it. Television having issues, we get involved with the tournament. If the golfers are playing slow, which they do, we come out and we enforce them. And those are always the interesting conversations to tell someone, you need to speed it up. And by the way, today, when you're playing golf, remember, let's not take all day. Let's have a great time, fun, enjoy the day, and let's make sure that we play at a good pace.
So what do you think about the golf simulator that we're trying to put at the YMCA?
I think it's great. I think that the community could definitely use something like that. Technology and an environment that is, regardless of what's going on outside, you can practice your game. If there's 2 feet of snow, like we had last year, you can still practice and hone in on your game. Also, while you're there, you can work on other things, stretching, strength development, cardiovascular, whatever it is, before you actually practice, so you can make it a whole day of it. And the golf simulator, golfers all in the PGA Tour have some sort of TrackMan device, electronics, always trying to find that little thing to make the difference, to make them the best they can be.
So can this be used for a person that knows nothing about golf like I am? So from going from a tennis player to a golf player, can I learn something like that in the golf simulator?
Absolutely. That's the wonderful thing about a simulator, is you're by yourself in a room. Typically an old racquetball court would be a perfect area for that, and you could set it up and with instruction that I'm sure will be provided by the YMCA to help you get started, and you're not going to have that embarrassment in front of a whole bunch of folks practice and hitting golf balls. You're in a secluded area, so you can really kind of get started. So by the time you do get a hold of it and you're in front of other people, you're confident enough to enjoy the game, because it is a challenging game.
So tell me about the players they need in the PGA Tour.
It's great. Players from all the superstars, Jason Day, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, they're great young men, and the generation that's come into the game now is really exciting for where we are in the game and what we have for the future. Just recently, a wonderful story, Jordan Spieth, after his devastating self-destruction at the Masters, his friends and players on the tour, Ricky Fowler, Smiley Kaufman, and Justin Thomas, all went together to the Bahamas, had a vacation for about 5 or 6 days, and they kind of helped Jordan, get back on his feet from this just devastating loss at the Masters. And that just kind of speaks volumes about the type of kids and players that we have coming into the game now on the PGA Tour.
Talking about young players, who are some of the kids that they're up and coming?
Well, just like the one I mentioned, Justin Thomas is a superstar from Alabama. He has Kentucky roots. His dad's a PGA professional there. Somebody I would keep an eye out for is Harold Varner III. He is refreshing. He brings all of the different values you want in a star, a player, someone that you can root for. He's approachable. He's not too serious. He'll walk down the fairway, he'll tell jokes, and he'll interact with the fans in the galleries. And that's what makes the PGA Tour great, is when you have that type of connection, like in the old days of Arnold Palmer, that they could connect with. And I think that's what the future provides. And I think everyone should keep an eye out for Harold Varner III. He's a wonderful young man.
See the sticker? Zoe for President. This is a national campaign from the YMCA to instill all of the wonderful core values of the YMCA to all kids, so that any kid can grow up to be president of the United States, regardless of race, creed, gender, or whatever.